Scenes from nature. Images from history. Delicate contours and shapes set in one of the hardest of surfaces. Pictures in brick. James Marshall of Medicine Hat, Alberta, has spent his life creating lasting images.
Well, for 30-odd years, I've done a lot of pen and ink drawing, lots of pottery. My main subject is sculptured brick murals. I was born here in Medicine Hat. I come from a long line of Medicine Hatters. My grandparents on both sides were here in the late 1800s. I grew up here. I went all through school here. I didn't go to art school, unfortunately. Sometimes I wish I had.
James worked for 10 years as a printer in his family's business, then 10 more years as promotions director at Medicine Hat's IXL brick plant. After that, James and his wife felt that it was time for a change.
At the end of the 70s, we decided that we needed more lifestyle in our life, that I was away too much, and we decided to try and be full-time artists. My wife, Lorene, is an artist, a textile artist. I had just finished an exhibition at the Glenbow Foundation in Calgary, a number of pen and ink drawings that sold out really quickly, and we decided this was our time to jump.
James and Lorene founded Grassroots Studio in 1979.
And we did a lot of pottery. Lorene did a lot of her work. And in 1983, I got into the brick murals, and I've done a lot of them since then.
Medicine Hat's City Hall contains an early mural which depicts a native legend. A young warrior must save his starving nation by sacrificing his bride to the serpent spirit that dwells in the Saskatchewan River. In exchange for the sacrifice, the young man will receive special powers and great hunting skills. These powers will come in the form of a holy bonnet, or medicine hat. James starts each mural with a drawing. Then he stacks soft, unfired bricks onto a wall-sized easel in his studio. He sketches the mural onto the bricks. Then he starts carving. James doesn't add material to the wall. Instead, he carves away the background areas, leaving people, animals, and other featured elements in the foreground. He uses chisels and homemade tools to remove up to 2 inches of brick.
My drawing is done pretty accurately, but it's a two-dimensional drawing. So this turns into pretty much a three-dimensional piece, at least as far as I can go with the depth I've got. I've got a sketch on the face of the brick, and then I start up in usually the left-hand corner, and I'll carve out a section of it, cover it up, move to the next section and carve it, and rely completely on my design and on my little rough sketch that I've got on the face of the brick. And it all has to come together because there's no forgiving. This brick, for instance, there's a fair amount of detail. You know, you've got a hand in here. This brick is this big, and you have to get it right. If you mess it up, you take it all down, start all over again. You can't pull that brick out and put another one in. This can't be done. I like the drawing aspect of it all. Really like the carving part. It's pretty labor intensive, but I kind of revel in the detail of it all.
When the carving is done, James colors the bricks with various glazes. He then dismantles the mural piece by piece and takes the bricks to be fired and hardened. Finally, James takes the finished bricks to the installation site.
I work with an old buddy that I've known for 40-some years. He's a bricklayer and a real good one, and we've worked together on 90% of the murals that I've done. But usually the weather is terrible. It's either super hot, you're baking in the sun, either that or you're freezing. It's cold and miserable, sometimes raining. So the install is the least fun in a sense, but overall it's a great way to make a living. and I've done a lot of murals that have historical imagery in them. But I've also done an awful lot of religious pieces, which I rather enjoy. Everything takes a lot of research. Very often I have to work long hours to make it happen, but that's doing art. That's just the price of being an artist. But if you like what you're doing and you look forward to getting up every day to go to work, it's no chore.
If you have an idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.